Hello,
Hello,
I'm Sam. What's your name?
my name is Cindy Fitzgerald.
Okay, I'm from Cameroon. Where are you from?
I'm coming from Dallas, Texas, United States of America.
Nice. I want us to talk about travel experience.
Okay.
How many countries have you been to?
Oh my, I have no idea. We did count it once. It was like 40 or so, 40, 50. But I have been all over the world. So all of North America, obviously. A couple of places in South America. I'm in Asia right now, even as we speak. I've been around Asia a few times. I have been to Africa. I've been to Egypt and Kenya and Tanzania. I've been all over Europe. I worked in Sweden for a while, and I lived in Germany for a short period of time as well, and just traveled all over Europe when I was there.
Okay, what was your most exciting travel experience?
That's interesting. It was very exciting to go to Africa and to go on safari. And it was so very, very different.
Safari in which country?
So we flew into Kenya, but most of the safari was in Tanzania. Some of it was in Kenya as well. So that was very exciting. The first time I traveled outside of the United States was very exciting. I went to Sweden, and also very different from where I'm from, because I'm from a warm place and it's full of water there, and it's cooler and it's very full of nature, very beautiful.
Okay, in Africa you went on a safari. Which animals did you see?
I saw lions, I saw elephants, I saw giraffes, I saw all kinds of bucks, and the wildebeest, so all kinds of birds. Birds were wonderful.
Okay, did you travel alone at that time?
I was traveling with two friends, so I was living in Sweden at the time, and so we booked a trip from Sweden to Africa. So it was me and another couple, another American couple.
Okay, interesting. What was your worst travel experience?
My worst travel experience. I haven't really thought about that. I don't think I've had. I mean, they've all been interesting. They've not. Some of the sickest I've ever been traveling. I was very, very sick in Egypt. We went on a Nile cruise, and everybody on the cruise got stomach food poisoning. And the same sort of thing happened to me in India. We went to visit some friends in India, and we had a wonderful time. We stayed with two families, but then when we went out on our own, we got very, very sick.
Sorry to hear that. Okay, when you travel, do you have problem with communication?
Well, luckily, English is kind of the most spoken language in the world, so that makes it easier because it's my language. But if nothing else, you can always use sign language, and you can kind of convey. Of course, not everybody understands you, and sometimes you miss things. Like I remember once traveling through Europe, and I wanted to taste wine in France, but they didn't. I couldn't speak to them, and they couldn't speak to me. We ended up in Germany, and it was so much better there because they could tell us about the wines that we were drinking, and it was such like the communication makes a big difference.
Okay, how many languages do you speak?
I'm pretty fluent in Swedish, and I'm conversational in German, and can read a bit of Spanish.
Wow, interesting. Do you like traveling alone or you like traveling with friends?
I like traveling with friends. It's always more fun to share the experience.
Okay. When was the first time that you started traveling?
The first time I went to Europe, I went to Sweden for a business trip, and then I went from there to Germany for fun.
Nice. What have you learned from traveling?
That the world is a really interesting place, but people are basically the same all over the world.
Yes. What else?
What else? There's some fabulous food, like fruit. We think there's only so many fruits in the world because there's all, like we've only seen one kind of banana, but when I went to Peru, we saw 8 kinds of bananas. Some of them were pink inside, some of them were little. There were all kinds of fruits I'd never seen before that were delicious. And so there's a lot more food out there than we get exposed to.
Okay, which country do you like the most?
Well, the most beautiful was when I went on my honeymoon to Bora Bora. That was absolutely very, very beautiful. I don't think I could say I like it the most because I think I'd die of boredom there eventually, but it was a wonderful place to spend a short period of time. For variety, that's a good question. I like it warm, so it has to be somewhere warm. I really don't know which one. I've never really thought about it in that terms of most. places I would go back to. Anywhere, like I said, I love the Caribbean. The Caribbean is wonderful.
The Caribbean. Wow, that is good. Can you recommend somebody to go to those countries you have visited?
Would I recommend it?
Yes.
Absolutely. All of them. There's no country I've been to that I didn't have a good experience at. I had all kinds of different experiences, but they've all been interesting.
Okay, do you like to travel light or heavy?
I like to travel light. But that being said, we thought about just backpacking here in Thailand and decided no, we really wanted to bring our snorkel gear, and that by definition meant we had to bring a whole other suitcase to bring the gear, but it made a difference because it fits on my head better and doesn't leak water, and that's half the reason I came on this trip, was to get in the water and swim with the fishes.
I would like to swim with fishes.
I like to swim with the fishes.
Where?
The first place I ever went snorkeling or scuba diving was in the Caribbean, so Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. But I've been all over. So I've been off the coast of Egypt in the Red Sea. I've been Hawaii. I've been Bali. I've been to Sweden. In Sweden, swimming with the fishes was very, very different.
Yes,
it's very cold. It's hard to see, and you're wearing a lot of layers of clothing. So it's more about seeing old-time wrecks. So there was a wreck that I saw when I was scuba diving from the 1600s. That's older than my whole country. So that was very interesting.
Okay, how long have you been scuba diving?
I started scuba diving in college, so that would be 40 years ago.
Yeah, where did you start?
I started when I was, 20-something, young 20s. And my first dive outside of Texas, where I'm from, was to Puerto Rico.
Wow. Okay, according to you, which country has the tallest building?
The tallest
Building.
The tallest beauty?
Yes.
Oh, well, you gotta give something to the Alps for being very tall and beautiful. But I really, really like the view here with the rocks coming right out of the ocean.
I'm talking about which country has the tallest building.
Tallest building? Oh, that's America. Although I have seen Kuala Lumpur, they're like the second in the world. The largest is maybe China now, but anyway, I don't know what the official largest is, but I think Kuala Lumpur, they were second, I remember that.
Okay, when you travel, do you have problem with food?
Sometimes, like very spicy food. So when I'm here, I have to say, take the spices down. But I'll try pretty much anything. I'm not afraid to try things. In fact, on this trip, we talked specifically about eating some bugs. So I've never eaten bugs. When I went to China, I saw scorpions, and eat them, and I'm like, on this trip, I will eat some bugs if it comes up.
Wow, interesting. Let's talk a bit about scuba diving. Is it difficult to scuba dive?
You should learn. You should definitely take the course and learn all the rules. But most of the time, you don't go very deep. So a lot of countries don't make you have the full certification because you're just going to be diving shallow. And if you're just shallow and you came up, you couldn't hurt yourself. But if you're going to dive deep and stay down for a long time, there's all kinds of rules about how slowly you need to come back up and take care of your lungs. So it's a good idea to take the full course, but it's not a bad idea to do a buddy dive in a place like he did buddy diving with me in Bali without any certification. So.
Yes, what is the best thing to learn about scuba diving? What's the best thing to learn about scuba diving?
What's the first thing to learn? Yeah. Always breathe. Never hold your breath. Ever, ever, ever. It's very important because when you're down, the pressure fills up, and if you came up real quickly, your lungs could burn. So you have to always make sure you're breathing in and out to keep the pressure in your lungs.
Okay. Have you ever had problem scuba diving?
Yeah, well, you learn certain things like if your mask gets knocked off, how to put it back on. That's happened to me. I got tangled up like when we were scuba diving under some rocks, and how to signal to your buddy to make sure that they can get you out, and how to share your breathing if you need to. That's come up before. So.
Okay, nice. Which fish is best for you for scuba diving?
The Virgin Islands was so beautiful, and you could see forever, and the fish were beautiful. So that honestly was the best because it's so close
Thanks a lot. Thanks for talking with me. I really appreciate your time.
Nice talking to you.
Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye.